you're looking for a secure haven within the literary world, you found the perfect organization. Let's make magic together. Our space is specifically designed for African American authors who are passionate about their writings of films and books. It's a platform to stay informed about industry developments. And on Patreon, we'll share exclusive content, valuable resources, and engaging discussions and masterclasses on various subjects, ranging from film and publishing industry trends to wellness and business tips. So if you're ready to dive into this exciting community, become a member now. Welcome to our literary haven where creativity knows no bounds. Let's make magic together. In a world where creativity meets the digital age, one agency stands out from the rest. Welcome to Delphine Legacy Media. We are a team of passionate experts and creatives dedicated to elevating your brand to new heights.
I learned so much today. It was really inspiring hearing everyone speak about all their different experiences and getting together like authors and screenwriters. And I learned a lot from this.
Their creativity and expertise are second to none. But what sets us apart? We tailor our services to fit your unique needs. Whether you're an author, a business owner, or an artist, our services include interviews, media tours, book tours, and speaking engagements, all designed to put your brand in the spotlight. Are you an artist that seeks to obtain more media, headline your own book tour, or adapt a film? Or perhaps you need media training to best prepare yourself. Whatever it may be, we can manage it. Picture your brand in the limelight. Picture your brand in the limelight. Your vision realized. At Delphine Legacy Media, we're partners in your success. Ready to take your brand to the next level? Contact us today. Delphine Legacy Media, where creativity meets success.
You are representing everybody that is you. I represent being able to find the light at the end of the tunnel.
You gotta really be in it and really enjoy it and really want it.
And I feel like if you come into it like that day one, man, you unstoppable.
That shows people it's possible, my people, that it's possible.
And that is so necessary in a world of misinformation. This is a legacy effort.
Here's what you missed at this year's Black Writers.
I'm here to present today about, do you really need a website? And it's odd that we have to ask that question because the answer should be yes, but you would be completely surprised by how many people don't have a website, don't have a true place to market, or they're just using Facebook, Instagram, TikTok as their homepage. They'll buy a domain and set up their homepage. But most importantly, in your online presence, you want to make sure you own that. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Do you really need a website? Let's just say yes, because you should own your space. So I already said my introduction. Now it's time to introduce myself. My name is Chanel Smith. I am the owner of WPD Media, which is a web design agency here in Atlanta. I'm also a graphic designer at Lit Diaries and AAMBC. I'm a proud self-taught web developer who I began teaching myself web design back in 1998 at the first time I sat at my computer at home because I learned that I could make, that you can make money online. So I said, how do you make money online? He said, well, you need a website. So how do you do that? So then I started learning to code HTML, and I had me a basic website. And if you've been online as long as I have, you'll know places like GeoCities, where everyone had a little page, a little corner of the universe where they posted pictures of their kids and things like that. So that's really how I started getting into things. Eventually, I met people on MySpace who could use my services because as I was going along, I learned to code more, got better. I practiced every day. I've decided that if I'm going to be in tech, I have to be a life learner because things move so fast. So as a stay-at-home mom, I found my slot and I slid right in. And I started making money designing book covers first. I did some websites, but I didn't do them for money. I did it to make sure that, I know what I'm doing, because I got to be out there and say it with my chest. So I got to say and show what I know. But I also, in the meantime, learned to use Photoshop. And in combining those two things, I knew that I could make some real nice things. So first I made a couple of book covers, and then I was discovered on MySpace and ended up working with Tamika Newhouse, who owns AAMBC, the Black Writers Weekend, and all the other businesses under the umbrella. And I've designed the websites for all of those platforms. So I guess I can say my claim to fame is MySpace. So that means I've been around quite a long time, and I pretty much know what I'm talking about. So let's talk about your website and the importance of having one. And when you first get online, it is kind of, you want to make sure that what you're presenting to people is true. You want to make sure, well, even if it's not true, you want to make sure that you own that sense of the being that you present, so that your clients find you trustworthy. So if your customers find you trustworthy, they'll continue to buy from you and tell other people about you, and your business will grow fast. You want to make sure that you're doing things to attract those people that you seek. So you want to have a layout of your ideal customer. If your customer is Black women over 50 years old who are heading towards retirement, they have disposable income, and they'll buy creative art, or they want to participate in acting classes and things like that, they will invest in themselves because you've already established yourself as an authority in that niche. So today I'm gonna give a little tips about the different platforms that are out there that you can get started on yourself to build your web presence and allow you to help build your authority and attract traffic, because that's really the name of the game, is to keep as many eyes on your website as possible, because you don't want to get caught up in having your name on a Facebook page, let's say, and Facebook decides they don't want to show your page anymore. They shut your page down. So your traffic goes down, and who are you selling to? You don't have any customers on your website or on your Facebook page in that instance. The second most important thing about building your web presence is having a newsletter. Your newsletter can be embedded on a social media page, but when you drive the traffic to your website, you own that traffic. That traffic is yours. You can go and set everything up in different like Google Analytics and stuff like that, so that you can see where your traffic is coming from. But when you have that newsletter and you capture that email, you are given permission to email those visitors whenever you're ready. You will always have your hand on a pulse. You can reach out to these people because they've already decided that they like what you're offering. So as I said in the previous slide, that owning your website is the most important way to build credibility. So you have your website, you have your social media, which is a second spot. Your newsletter is your third spot, but your newsletter belongs to you. That database of subscribers are yours. Those are your people who you can email and sell your items to and your services. So as I mentioned before, you don't want to rely on social media as your primary web presence. You really want your web presence to be something you own, that is yours, that no one could just wake up tomorrow and say, well, I'm done running Facebook today, I'm shutting everything down, and that's it. Because where do your customers go? How do you find them? If Facebook is your primary place. If Instagram is your primary place, that's going to be gone too, because Facebook and Instagram are partners. They go together. And I don't know if you remember this, but within the last year, maybe two, Facebook went down for about 36 hours because someone made a change in their server setup, and you didn't have access to it. That means you couldn't go on Instagram or Facebook. So those people had to rely on a different form of traffic to get people to get on their websites. And it was different going back to Twitter for some folks because they weren't on Twitter. So they're like, how am I supposed to meet people over here? How can I drive traffic? Who can I sell to? They don't know because they relied on social media versus driving everyone to their websites. That's also why it's important to have that newsletter, because then you can also contact your clients through the newsletter. So it is important to use social media as a way of promoting yourself, letting everybody know you have a web presence. Come subscribe to my newsletter, offer a little freebie, offer a $5 item, something that will attract your ideal customer because they're there for you. They're out there. You have to find out where they are, but they're out there and they're ready for you. So again, yes, you need a website like pronto, like today, not yesterday. Let's say yesterday. You need a website. So you want to know where you should start. I would say consult a web designer because there are so many options, but I'm going to go through the simple ones for those who want to try to jump in and do it themselves because it is a tedious task. It can be overwhelming. The platforms that I'm going to share with you today aren't anything you have to code. You could just plug and play. You can drag and drop. That's my goal, to keep this as simple as possible for you. So to get started with a website, because I mean, you need one. So where do you start? So you go and buy a domain. So I recommend websites like Namecheap.com, Register.com, and GoDaddy for domains only. Another tidbit that I actually did not mention here, but you may need email hosting because now a lot of web hosts don't support email anymore. So your email ends up coming up separate. So I recommend using your email either through the place where you buy your domain or signing up for Google Workspace. Google Workspace is excellent because there's a lot of integrations that you can do there. Excuse my background. I think I have company. For web hosting, this is the big confusing part for a lot of people because some people don't understand that there's a difference between buying your domain and your web hosting. So look at it like this. Your domain is your address. So all your belongings are in your house. And in your house is where your files and your website is. So that's your web host. Also on top of that, the web host that I recommend, Bluehost. When you first get in, they're very reasonable to start. When you have, when you're just starting out, Bluehost is great. When you're growing into something bigger, SiteGround is your next stop. They offer a lot for new websites and things like that, and a lot of space if you're really growing. And InMotion Hosting is really another good one. They're on the same level as SiteGround, where they're easy to set up, they're easy to get into. Now, you notice that in web hosting, I didn't mention GoDaddy. I don't mention GoDaddy because GoDaddy is too much. It's overkill for web hosting, for your website to be set up. So it's overly complicated. Now, for somebody who's been in the game for almost 20 years, it's like, why do I have to go through so many steps to make this one thing work? Versus if I had used Bluehost, I click one button and hit setup and WordPress is automatically installed. So you don't have to go through a whole lot of extra. There was at one time with GoDaddy, you had to wait for them to set everything up for you. Nobody got time for that. We're trying to get online today, not tomorrow, not when GoDaddy says you can get online. You want to be on there now. So what am I waiting for, right? So that's why I don't recommend GoDaddy for hosting, but I do recommend GoDaddy for your domain and even as your email provider. Next, you want to set up your newsletter service. Your newsletter service is where your emails are housed, where you will create your newsletters like you receive every day from millions of different places that you subscribe to. Bath and Body Works, Macy's, Bloomingdale, all your favorite places, Michael Kors, all your favorite places. They have some type of newsletter subscription service that they use. Either they use one like MailerLite, ConvertKit, or MailChimp, or they have one set up with their server and their IT department takes care of that for them. After you have those things set up, you want to set up your content. This is the most drawn out part of your website. As a designer, once I start laying out the website and everything, once we get to content, I found early on that that was the most tedious part, and people couldn't figure out what they wanted to say on the website. Writing is not my strong suit. I call it my kryptonite. I can write, but not about somebody else's platform, what they're offering, because I don't have the same love and gusto for what you're offering as you do. So only you could speak about your offering. And it works best when you put your own sense of self in it, because you develop a voice. Your website develops your voice, and you want your website to sound like it's you. So if you're somebody loud and proud and you gusto and you out there and you say everything in the world with your chest and you don't care about what people think, then that's how your website should come across. If you're someone who's more reserved, I feel like I'm a little bit more reserved. I'm not loud or flamboyant or anything like that. I try to keep it cool. I try to keep it professional. And that's the best way that I like to present my business. So you have to prepare your content. You can pay a copywriter. It's not going to be cheap, but you can pay a copywriter to try to capture your voice. That works out. That's not a bad thing, but that's the part that really starts to hold up your project. So technically, if you're working with a designer, the designer is going to want your content first. On your own, I would also say prepare your content, because then you'll have a visual in your head of what you want your content to look like. Because as you'll see your website start to show up in your head, you'll also see how you want it to look on the screen. So it helps you prepare a layout, and it works out really great. Once you have done all that, you got your stuff all integrated. So you integrate all these things are basically one thing. They all will end up on your website. Once you have this on your website, you can launch. You can make a website with one page. Some pages you need to consider for your website. Your home page is your most important page because it's where people most likely go. You're typing in ChanelRSmith.com, they're going to land right on my home page. I want them to immediately know that I am a mom. I got 3 adults. I don't have children anymore. They're adults. That I have been in web design for almost 20 years. I have long-term clients. I'm moving more towards the Atlanta small business part of things. So things are always evolving. And I want that to be shown on my homepage along with my most recent work of art, which is what I call my website, works of art, and ways to contact me, along with being able to subscribe to my newsletter, because that's important to me. My about page talks again about me a lot more and in depth. Whether you have a services, products, and a gallery, it's up to you, depending on which field you're in, whether you're, just a creative offering art and selling your books and marketing your offerings. Those 3 pages will be something important to you. Now, I've added link in bio as a page here because some people out there have link in bio as their homepage. I don't see it as a bad idea, but why drive traffic to somebody else's website? When you Google someone, you want their website. You want your website to come up first. You don't want your Facebook page to come up first. You don't want your link in bio page to come up first. You want for your website to come up first. That's why it's important to own your domain so that you are the first thing showing up on Google and Bing, because Bing is also important in this. But people go to Google first anyway. Followed by your contact page. Your contact page, you can keep it simple, or you can integrate your link in bio page with your contact page. So you can say, hey, today I'm offering this for sale. This pictures for sale. I'm offering my book for sale this week. You can do all that on your contact page. So you can integrate your contact page and your link in bio page and make it all in one place. So then it looks like you only have 4 pages. Did I skip that? Okay. So I've created a slide with the resources that I listed so that you can go back and have a one-stop place to capture everything that I discussed, from the domain providers, the website platforms, the newsletter platforms, and reliable web hosts. These are all good ways to get yourself online and own your web presence and start to build your authority. Show people what you know. People will pay to learn what you know. That's why so many people sell courses now, because everybody wants to know, how did you do it? Show me. I can copy that. And then if they can copy that, you can put your course out there and you can sell your course. People are making $100,000 a year selling courses, selling information, because they know, they've been through it. They've been through the trenches. Now they want to make money off of you so that you don't have to go through those trenches, and they can tell you how you can do the same thing. So it's worth it to own your web presence, because then that way people know what you're talking about. They know you know. They know you've been through it. So if you have any questions or concerns for me, I have placed my link here where you can schedule a consultation with me. When we can talk about your web presence, we can talk about what it really means to build authority, what it means to drive traffic, how to integrate these newsletter platforms in your website. Maybe you want to move your domain to another web host for another domain provider, because you bought your domain for $3, but then the second year rolls around and now it's $25 a year. Now we ain't having that. You can move to another domain provider, such as Namecheap. Namecheap prices don't fluctuate, and when they do go up, they only go up because of ICANN, which is the provider of the top level domains, meaning .com, .net, .us, and those types. That sometimes they add $1 on. So it hasn't gone up much over the years, but sometimes that does go up. So I am here for you. Take a moment and check out my link, and from there you can check out my website and see what I've been up to. And if you're ready to work with me, I'm available. I want to thank you for taking the time out with me. And again, if you have any questions, feel free. I'm available.
Hi guys, my name is Tamika Jameson, formerly Newhouse, and I'm the founder of AAMBC. The acronym stands for African Americans on the Move Book Club. Established in 2008 for the sole purpose of amplifying Black stories and those that tell those stories. In 2025, we are prepared to even amplify our events. We also want to host more events year-round, and so we need your help. From book signings to a literary freedom walk, to festivals, to curating book drives. We are wanting to do it all, so please visit the website aambc.org and learn all about us and donate to us today. Thanks.
Hey creative, we're looking for you to join our emerging writers market for filmmakers and as well as authors. Gain exclusive access to media, influencers, readers and movie lovers, host live conversations and film screenings, and promote your books and projects with us today. Don't hesitate to get started. Visit ourlitlive.com today.